Hey guys, have you noticed how the scumbag attackers seem to really have a field day saying things about Ronnie and Cindy Watts? I mean, they make video after video about how terrible Cindy Watts is, right? Oh, she's a biatch. Ooh, she didn't even go to her son's wedding. She was controlling. She hated her daughter-in-law. Well, you know what? All of it is nothing but bullshit. Absolute bullshit. If you want to whine to me that she didn't go to her son's wedding, then I want you to be able to tell me the details leading up to that wedding, because you know what? You can't. All you're doing is reciting the bullshit. Who is it who didn't want Cindy Watts at that wedding, and why? Gee, I wonder why. And then 5.5 years later, there was another family event planned where both sides of the family would have been in the same space. Who is it who did not want her at that birthday party for Cece? Gee, I wonder who. So now let's work backwards with this thought process, okay? Let's kind of look back and wonder, why on earth would it be that there would have been such an attempt to keep Cindy Watts from attending her own son's wedding? Why would there have been so much drama attached to that week or two before the wedding to ensure that Cindy did not attend? Who was hiding what? Well, the other night I was watching another channel. The channel creator is kind of interesting, actually. And she was telling people in her live chat that Christopher Watts' wife, she said everyone knows it. And she says it with an accent that sounds a little bit like North Carolina. So I'm not sure. But she said, everybody knows that Christopher Watts' wife had twins that were adopted at birth. Evidently, she lost the twins who were then adopted at birth. Well, according to that channel creator, she says that the delivery of those twins was right at the same time that they were moving out to Colorado. Well, there's something that's always confused me about this case. But now that she's saying that, it's like, oh my goodness, that explains it. That would explain it exactly, right? So think about this. Remember when Christopher Watts said that his wife told him that she had to move to Colorado because her doctor said so for her health challenges? Remember how he said she was taking 28 pills a day, and then when she moved to Colorado, she stopped taking 28 pills a day? Remember how they stayed at a nurse's house for a year? Well, something about that little story that is kind of confusing, besides, why did they stay at someone's basement for a year, and why would she have been on 28 pills to begin with, and how on earth could anybody have quit 28 pills cold turkey, besides the obvious. But there's a little something about that story that I've always kind of thought, Okay, so she's telling Christopher Watts that she has to move to Colorado because her doctor said so. So what happens? It's her health, right? It's her health. So what happens? Christopher Watts moved to Colorado while she stayed behind in North Carolina, claiming she was in a nursing program, which I highly doubt she was ever in, because I don't think that nursing program even existed. I think she was lying, as I believe she lied most times she posted things like that on her social media. I think she was living a lie, and I think she was lying to everybody, not just her social media quote-unquote friends. I think she was even lying to herself at certain points in her life. Think about this. So she has to move to Colorado because of her health. So what happens? Christopher Watts moves to Colorado. Well, she stays behind, pretending to be in a nursing program for one semester, which, again, I highly doubt. Well, it seems to me that if your doctor tells you that you have to move to Colorado for your health, the doctor didn't say you really should have your boyfriend move to Colorado for your health, right? According to the story, the doctor said she should move to Colorado. So the response to that was that Christopher Watts moved to Colorado and started a new job living in the basement of the nurse. Huh. Interesting. If you've never had a baby before, I can tell you from my own personal experience that your first 5 or 6 months, pretty much, you don't show. It's true. I mean, I know that a lot of women will, put on the maternity gear and stand sideways and stick their tummy out and get the photo op going. But for the first 5 or 6 months, at least for the first 4 months, right? I mean, come on, let's be real, ladies. You know darn well that when you're pregnant and you want everyone to know, you rub your belly, you hold your belly, you wear the cute little frocks, right? But in reality, the truth is that you can be 4 or 5 and some women even 6 months pregnant before people are like, oh, wow, you're pregnant. Woo, right? And I'm old enough to know what I'm talking about. Because let me tell you something, back in the 70s and 80s, when you got pregnant, you had your career to think about, okay? We knew damn well that nobody knew if we were pregnant unless we told them until we were probably about 5 or 6 months along. Okay? Got it? So Christopher Watts moved out ahead of his then girlfriend to Colorado. And she remained in North Carolina. What was it? Until May? Well, the other channel creator was talking. Like I said, she said everyone knows that was the time frame that she had 2 children taken at birth. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting, which would answer so many questions. Number one, of course, is why on earth did he move out there ahead of time? I mean, come on. But also, why didn't she work? What's this about her, being so hardworking, right? We're told that all the time. She even said herself that she does more than 90% of the other women out there. 90% of what we haven't figured out yet. She didn't start working until July of 2012. Why? Was Christopher Watts that gullible to not even catch on to a pregnancy? Was he that dim? I think the short answer is yes.